What's up, guys? Dr. Seth, and we are back with another edition of Sunday Training Voiceover from the Strength Edge, the strongest gym in Canada. And this was a fun one for me because I did my first real deadlifts. Well, I guess not real deadlifts. They were a block pull since the pec surgery, and they went really, really, really well. And we got Mr. Quarter Squat Gang himself back training with us, cutting it high. We were giving him shit this whole day about cutting it high, and he kind of finally decided to hit depth towards the end, but it was a little iffy on the way up. He kept, making excuses about not being able to go any lower, about being too skinny to hit depth, about being a 181, and just general things that people say when they have too many veins getting in the way of hitting squat depth. Also had my dad deadlifting with me today, or block pulling, I will say. Gonna stop calling these real deadlift because someone might get upset in the comments, but screw them anyways. And it was cool to see because he has been afraid to deadlift for a very long time. The last time he deadlifted, he passed out, banged his head on the rack, and did not wake up for about half an hour. So he had a successful session getting some decently heavy pulls in off the block without banging his head. And what I was trying to do here is I was trying to just give him some tactile cues of trying to get him to shove his hips forward, trying to get him to pull tall without craning his head way up, trying to make sure that he's keeping his arms long. And that was the biggest thing that we were trying to fight with him with, because he had seen on YouTube people telling you to pull your shoulder blades back to deadlift, which you really don't want to do for a deadlift because it makes your arm shorter. So getting him to drop his arms lower, getting him to pull his head back, that made his pull a whole lot less ugly. Got Joel here again, cutting it high. Come on, Joel, it's a plate. You can take that down there. Oh, man. I do not know of any judges who would pass that right now. So, gotta give him shit because friends don't let friends squat high. Right, guys? And Miana here, doing her little bouncy bounce. Not sure what was going on today, but you'll notice that her head is a little bit low on her picks. We're trying to figure out that towards the end. She got it a little bit towards the end, but still could have been a bit better. We got Joel. Note squat depth. Note how we got to do better on that squat depth. Note how he's still probably looking at us like, I can't go lower, guys. But we're going to fix that. We're going to get that sorted. Got Miana here wedging in. And again, pay attention to her pick, what I was talking about. Look at how as she's wedging in, her elbows are a little bit back, her head is a little bit down. And she kind of pulls the head back a little bit towards the end, but what I would love to see from her is to have that head back sooner, elbows down sooner, rather than having to correct after the unrack, because if we're moving after the unrack, it means that we are not as tight as we could be, and we're probably leaving some pounds on the platform. So get locked in before. Nothing should move after that doesn't have to move, and that really is the name of the game of powerlifting. Nothing moves that doesn't need to move. Got Joel back here. Is he going to hit depth this time? Actually, look at this pick. Look at that little wedge in. Look at that little hip scoot. Look at that little ab tension. He's nailing that. But again, maybe not team quarter squat game, team borderline for sure. So we got to figure that out again. And it's he's so far out from a meet, and he keeps saying that he needs more weight on the bar to get down there. I don't know if I believe him, but that's what he's saying. Miana again, check out head position. She's a little bit of that cocked forward. And again, it's forward, kind of coming back. Didn't quite clean it up after the rack. Pay attention to her later sets where she does a better job of that, at least afterwards. Still would love to see it sorted out beforehand. Here is Ted again, shoving his hips forward, trying to get him to pull back. This is 3 plates. This would be the most he's ever pulled. And he actually did pretty damn okay with it. That wasn't a bad 315 for, a 50-year-old, 60-year-old man, somewhere between 50 and 60 that's never really pulled before. It ain't terrible. Now here I am, got 5 plates on, trying to figure out how exactly can I and how hard can I wedge in with the pec. And this was the first set that I kind of got oh, we can do this. Look at that little snap to the bar. Kaboom. And that's when I realized that, yeah, cool shit was going to happen today. Dr. Joel back once again. 4 plates on the bar. Is he going to hit depth this time? I don't know. Is that there? Let's stop it. Is that there? Not sure. Drew a line. Still, I don't know. Might pass it, might not. Want a little bit further in there for the folks at home. Got Sam here. We neglected to film Sam's top set, so apologize for that. She's doing some 1.5s. And what I want you guys to look at here with Sam was, again, pay attention to the unrack. I talk about unracks a ton because they are so important for setting the tone of the squat. And I just want you to take a look at what she's doing, how it's a little bit rushed, how it's a little bit poppy, and how she could afford to get tighter before the unrack, which would let her be tighter through the squats. Not that the squats are bad, it's a down set, it's light, she's moving it very well with those 1.5s. But again, more tightness, more better, pretty much always. Miana again, and this is the first set where she kind of nails that head, at least after the pick. Still want more beforehand, but check this out. Oh, no, don't check this out, because this was the one where she thought it was misloaded, so we had to re-rack, check the plates, make sure that everything wasn't all funky because of her bit of a misload last week. But look at that, she set her head after the pick. It's in a good position. She hit the hole well. Wow! So, better headset does better for you guys. And I'm going to keep on harping on this always on squat days, because that is the thing that people fuck up the most, is just where their head is, where their torso is, where their tightness is. And look at that. We put a belt on Ted. Look at that wedge. Look at that wedge. Not quite there. It needs a little bit more lats. Needs a little bit more pull in. But again, for a old fart, that is a strong pull. Dr. Joel. And to be fair, like, we're filming at harsh angles for depth. So this does look worse than it looked in person on camera. Like, in person, I would give him these all day. On camera, it doesn't look all that favorable. But again, like, he's doing okay. And like, that first rep was a little bit hesitant. Second rep was a little bit hesitant. But third rep, you kind of see that he learns to trust himself. He pulls in hard, nails it, sticks it in there. I would have given him whites on that. And I mean, maybe just because I like him and I'm biased, but these are doing better depth quality-wise than last week, and I think that, again, if he's able to put pounds on the bar and get better quality reps, he is in a very good spot. And if we can keep doing that and keep getting a little bit deeper, a little bit more, keep progressing at a little bit slower rate than he was planning, it's still progress and it's still getting deeper week to week, so he is in a decent spot. Miana back again, and watch this pick. Still head down on the pick, but she really does scoop back and she really does pack in afterwards. And again, I think we can work on the coming weeks of getting that head position back to where it needs to be, working a little bit on shoulder mobility so it isn't in the way of her pick, and it will make her squat look better. Back to me again, 6 plates on there. This is the first set that I kind of was a little bit like, I don't know how this is going to go, but it very quickly turned into a, oh boy, we're doing cool shit today. And again, being aggressive with the wedge, being assertive with the wedge, really trying to get tall, really trying to pull that neck high, doing a little bit more head flick than I want. I wish I could keep my chin packed. That's going to be more practice and more figuring things out as we keep improving with my deadlift. Now that I'm back to deadlifting, I'm looking for less of the coming here very shortly. Joel again, the most fair angle that we filmed from. This will kind of give you guys an idea of where he actually was squatting once he got some weight on the bar. And looking at these, like, I am totally good with that. His pick looks beautiful, by the way. Head position looks beautiful. Upper back looks beautiful, not just because he's muscly, but look at how rigid he is. Look at how stacked everything is. Like, this is a good low bar squat. And again, reminding you guys, this is like the 5th time ever that he's squatted low bar. So it's a work in progress. We're building. It's off season. He is going to figure this shit out, and it is going to be freaking disgusting once he gets wraps in here, because he is strong, and his biggest downside with high bar is that he had very little grind potential. But as he's learning low bar, he's got a Grinder membership on his phone, like Grinder Premium, location finding, direct messages. He is messaging all those dudes on Grinder with how grindy his squats are. Back to me, pulling 655. I kind of wanted to go 675, but Miana was being a nerd and didn't want me to do it. So 655 it was. And that pissed me off enough to make it move really, really, really well. So I decided to take another jump. Got Miana again, her last set of the day. And I think that, again, like, for whatever reason, she wasn't able to quite find it before the pick. But look at that scoop. Look at where she gets. Look at where that head ends up. Beautiful squats. Beautiful stack. Like, this was her best set of the day. So 0 complaints to end on this note. And we got Darrell here. I have no idea why he thinks Sunday is bench day. He should know by now that Sunday is squat day. And people who get better at squats squat on Sundays, because on Sundays, we got all of us yelling at each other to stop squatting like shit. And because we're all yelling at each other to stop squatting so crappily, we squat less crappily. So, Darrell, change your days for your own sake, for everyone else's sake. It will make the gym a better place. But for a gangly, long-arm fellow like Darrell is, these are pretty decent benches. Got a little bit dumpy on that last one, but you know what? It's his first day back after the American Pro. We can cut him a little bit of slack, especially since he is benching on the wrong day. we'll look for him to start squatting on Sundays here shortly. And we're back to Joel, Dr. Joel, the only real doctor in this gym, getting him ready for his AMRAP set, give him a little back punches, lat taps, making sure everything is locked in so he's ready to go. And again, this angle, it's a harsh angle on depth. Like when we're kind of at a back 45, high up, camera pointing down, if you want to make someone look like they're squatting high, this is where you film from. And it looks pretty okay from this video. Again, like I wouldn't call that dunked, I wouldn't call that sunk, but I would call that would pass at most untested meet. So again, we're in a place where we're not really worried. But look at this, third work set. He's starting to get a little sticky, but he's still going solid. And just chugging on through. And that is like the biggest advantage for a low bar versus a high bar for most people, is that the low bar has more of that grinding potential, has more ability to fight through reps. And as he gets better at it, as he gets more used to it, he should learn to trust it more, which should let him get deeper into those rep sets, which should let him get more benefit from training it, which should put more pounds on his platform squat. And knowing how fucking disgustingly strong Joel is already, that is a very terrifying proposition. But here I am, 705, 7 weeks and 2 days after getting my first pec surgery, 2-ish weeks after my second, wedging in hard, and shaboom. Got pretty excited with this one, was quite happy with how she moved, and then was quite disappointed with how many plates I had to unload from the deadlift bar and how far I had to bend over to get that done. But you know what? Damn good day. Very happy to end there. Team did good. Everyone's got shit they can work on, and Joel here is lecturing me on how stupid I was to pull 705 with my pec because he is a real doctor. Miana was ganging up on me and I felt quite bullied, but still stoked to do it. And I think I'm going to go down to a lower block in 2 weeks. See how that does. Go to the floor 2 weeks after and we will see what happens. And it should be a fun time. Thank you for watching, guys. Appreciate the heck to you for subscribing. The channel is growing at an amazing rate. And if you want to hear me rambling more educationally, still got the Bridging the Gap Between Rehab and Training lecture series going on right now. First lecture happened last weekend, but we are uploading the videos for everyone to have. So if you still want to sign up, please do, because I will shoot you the link for the last one so that you do not miss out, and you will be able to join in live for the future sessions, and it will be a good time. Everyone's learning a bunch. I'm having fun. Lecturing is my favorite thing to do because I love teaching people things that will make them better at powerlifting and better at coaching and better at clinical practice, because the better everyone is, the less stressful my life becomes, because I don't have to yell at as many people in my DMs for doing silly things to their bodies and making themselves hurt. Peace out, guys. Thank you again. Have a wonderful rest of your day.